Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's me. It's me. It's the GOC. I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Coming to you live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel for Chaos Corner. Much love and respect for everyone that's here. Shout out to my moderators who are holding it down, keeping it real, and maintaining down in the Premier chat. And that would be my brother from another mother, Austin Nance. And of course, the OTS Tribal Queen. Drop an elbow on that like button, and let's get into another episodic YouTube adventure here on Chaos Corner. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. I've just uploaded over the last 48 hours, the last 72 hours, thereabouts, in that range. Some nice in-ring action from the live card, Rumble in Paradise at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, which is co-owned and run by Pretty Paul Roma, Mario Mancini, and Paul Perez. Three men that worked in the WWF and WCW in the golden era. So go check out those videos. We even had a 20-man Rumble. I did do a show on calling out a couple of different issues I had with PWI and their rankings and analysis systems, and not necessarily ratings, but rankings on the top heavyweights. And then I went on to an hour rant on one of the shows of Chaos Corner within the last 48 hours. I replayed both episodes over the weekend, replays. And let me just tell you, they were a lot of fun. I can't thank you guys enough. A stress reliever, much needed distraction. Hopefully I gave something back to you. We just did a birthday episode, throwing out some reflections and memories and some personal thoughts. In my world, a lot of people have gotten in touch with me via DMs and inboxes and the Facebook Messenger and the email addresses, the stuff that I put out recently. Check that video up. That's up and on the air now. So I'm very humble and thankful and grateful for all of you that reached out to me on all social media platforms, over on Facebook especially. I can't thank you enough. I'm humbled and honored. The folks that have personally texted me, the phone calls, the Facebook messengers. Again, if you're not following me on those other social media platforms, you get to know me. It's not just this. It's not just that. There's a person. And that's what I relate to you. So thanks for being here. Let's get rolling, because once I start rolling, we never know where we're going to end up. And that's why you guys are here. You never know what's going to happen. It's true. I never know what's going to happen, so we're going to jump right into it. Okay, and then we got plenty of material to go back to down at the vault. Plenty of stuff to go look at the playlists. 4,000 videos on the playlists. Everything from Dinner for Two to Chaos Corner, to in-ring classics, to in-ring action of my career. So go check out the playlist. And then all the chicanery and laughter and positivity and family fun over on the shorts to give you another side of life. That's what I do here. I give it to you real. I tell you that all the time. You know my catchphrases if you've been here long enough. Let's get rolling. We're only going to make this one 5 minutes. I had two shows where my opening monologue went 45 minutes to an hour. Those are the best shows, impromptu. So here's what we have going on today. Pro Wrestling Illustrated PWI 500. We'll see how much we get into it. That's Cody Rhodes on the cover, getting ready to come up a crown jewel for a big matchup against Gunther, who I like to say, because he was called Walter, Gunther. That's, I know, too soon, too much. I get it. We're going to go through some of the PWI 500, the 34th annual PWI 500. And again, a big matchup coming over in Saudi Arabia between Cody and Gunther for the undisputed title, I believe. Gunther's Or they're getting a fall title, the Triple Crown title, because Gunther's the World Heavyweight Championship, which is really a third belt in the WWE. It's just the way it is. I'm calling it like I see it. And Cody's the Undisputed Champ, which at one time was broken up into the Universal Championship and the Heavyweight Championship. So there really are 3 fucking belts, and they're fighting in Saudi because of the $50 million or whatever was paid. You give them what they want, right? Follow the money. They're going to have to work this way out. The booking's been spot on. WWE here in 2024. Halloween's only a day or 2 away. Right? A couple days away. Boom! I scared somebody. They're on a roll. They must be butter. Because they are on a roll. AEW, I love the product. The shows, the matches put together could be fantastic. Storytelling is there. But it's certainly not where it should be and what you could actually do. Just my opinion. Being in the business for over 30 years and being a researcher, historian, so on and so forth. Fan smart markets, right? I said it. For over 50 years. I've been in the gorilla. I've been in the truck. I've been behind the scenes. I've been in the locker room. I've been in the ring. I took the fucking bumps. I think I have earned, not deserved. Nobody deserves anything. Earned my opinion. Whether you like it or not, that's okay. I don't get offended by that garbage. I really don't, man. So here we go. PWI Top 500. Now, I was going to start with 500 and work my way up. But people are here for the meat and potatoes, so to speak, right? Although I can go for a crispy chicken salad right about now. But it's neither here nor there. Let me know what you're eating. Let me know what you're drinking. I had an unbelievable peach pumpkin spice coffee. And now I'm going with the old agua. Agua face. Chin chin. You guys know I'm usually early in the morning. Well, this is an afternoon gig. Headed towards drive time for you guys. So I hope you put it on and listen. Take out your notebooks. Well, notebooks for PWI. And we can all leave our opinions here. I'll try to give us at least the top 10. I know I scared the rats off cheesecake. I make onions cry. I get it, man. I get it. They say the camera puts 10 pounds on you. In my case, it might put 25 on me. Repping the old time when I was 320 pounds, 30 pounds. It still fits. It's nice and warm. It's gotten a little cold here in the greater tri-state Northeast New England area. The old Big Daddy pullover. Wow. Quality material. You see anybody that has worn Big Daddy from well over 10 years ago, 20, 25 years ago, out of Malvern, Pennsylvania. I think they're no longer in business. I'm not in the business anymore as a talent, more an on-air personality. You know, official ring activity was probably 07, 08 for my career. But I've been along with it, again, into the color commentary broadcasting part. So, made in the USA. That's what I was proud about the clothing company, that as long as I wore their shirts, t-shirts, jeans, pullovers, sweat tops, matching golf outfits, it really was incredible hats, they took care of me. Big Daddy out of Malvern, Pennsylvania, the Big Daddy Clothing Company. And guys like Kevin Nash got involved in it, guys from the NFL, Major League Baseball, hockey, sports and entertainment, the hip-hop industry, Emmett Smith at one point, I believe. I already told you about Nash. There's pictures around here somewhere. I might have even posted it on the playlist. I'm very active on the playlist. You know, I report currently on WWE and AEW, especially their pay-per-views. So that's why this is relevant. Again, I can't speak enough, and here it is 25 years later, and it's like I just bought it today. Made in the USA. And this is for whether you're red, blue, I don't care about your politics, your religion, your identity, your sexual orientation, your race, your color, your skin creed, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter to me. You be you, I'll be me. I say it on every show. I'm going to say it again. Okay? Just let it, so we know where we are. No men and women sports. Let me throw that in there too. Here we go. Hey, listen, that was only 10 minutes. That wasn't bad, right? Austin, Jen? Number one for PWI. Now, this is dated December of 2024. We're at the end of October 2024, going into Halloween. And then the election. And again, I don't care. You have your opinion, I have mine. We have the right to it. You don't have to ridicule anybody. Because I know if one side wins, the other side, I think this is my left, no pun intended, there's going to be violence. There's going to be problems. There always is from the other side. And I'm talking about the extreme and the radicals and all that. I don't want to get too crazy. I'm not talking about, you know, if you're shooting from left center. You know what I mean? But I know if that side wins and hits that bank shot, the guys on the right side of the court, unless you're way over on the right, on the foul line, because they could be a little loony too, I know the guys that are shooting from the right, switch. If they lose, you ain't going to see any of this, in my opinion, just my opinion, and I'll eat crow, one of the smartest birds, if not the smartest bird on the planet, the crow. Don't underestimate the crow. I'm not talking about Sting. There won't be as much because we are people that learn to accept. I'm talking about right center. Right center court is one of the best shots you could ever have if you're compared to the NBA. We're at the right center, hit the 3 line, swish. A little NBA analogy here. That's what you get in this channel, man. So keep that in mind. If you know, you know. Hello? McFly, is anybody home? Wake up if you know what I'm talking about. Number one, December. Again, I talked about PWI and their rankings. They were June and July. Magazines published in October. 4 months later, 3 months later. It's already old news. We're in the industry that's live to date, man. Right? Am I right? Can somebody agree with me on that? Number one, 18 years as a pro. In 2023, he was ranked 10th. This man's been ranked as low as 172 in 2007 and as high as number one here in 2024. The one and only, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes is who they have. Well, hold on. I don't want to give away number two. Cody Rhodes is who they have as number one. I just don't want to give away number two. You guys know. You can follow along. You can go out and get PWI 500 yourself, and you can follow on. We started about 13 and a half minutes in at number one. Line it up, sync it up. 13 and a half minutes, 13 minutes, 45 seconds. We begin. Number one, the rankings. There you go. There's your timestamp. Top 5 moments for Cody. So we're going to make this a top 10. I don't want to go on forever, guys. You know I could. He headlined WrestleMania on back-to-back nights, April 6th and 7th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On the second night, finally defeating Roman Reigns to become the WWE Champion for the first time. Now remember, Dad, Dusty Rhodes, 3-time NWA Champion, World Heavyweight Champion. A lot of people considered the world title at the time because of the travel schedule, territory, so on and so forth. I'll leave that up to you. Use your own discernment. Cody becomes the champion and finishes or starts his story. To me, Dusty already finished his story. Just because he didn't beat Billy Graham in 77 or 78 in Madison Square Garden, he was already 3-time NWA, or went on to be 3-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion to work for that company. Just as good as working for the WWF or the WWE. That's just me, the GOC. Cody won the Men's Royal Rumble match for the second straight year, entering at 15 and eliminating 4 people en route to earning his second WrestleMania world title opportunity. He toppled Brock Lesnar in their rubber match at 2023 SummerSlam, slaying the Beast after 3 Crossroads. It's a good match. He successfully defended the world title on a premium live event. It's a pay-per-view, but whatever. For the first time, beating AJ Styles at Backlash. May 4th in Lyon, France. Now, should AJ Styles go in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. But what is the talk about AJ Styles going into the Hall of Fame in like the class of 2025? Is he going to retire? Is he done? If anybody should go in the class of 2025, it should be Bryan Danielson in the WWE, no matter who he's working for. How about King Kong Bundy? How about Ivan Koloff? And there's many others. Not yet, AJ. You got to be out for a while. But yes, definitely a Hall of Famer, AJ Styles. No two ways about it. Cody partnered with Jey Uso to win the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships from Damian Priest and Finn Balor at Fastlane on October 7th in Indianapolis, Indiana. Cody, in my opinion, giving you my 2 cents, my thoughts, my reactions, my view, my opinion. Cody for 2024 definitely deserves to be number 1. So I'll agree with PWI on the number 1 wrestler in the world, Cody Rhodes. I agree on that. Number 2, according to Pro Wrestling Illustrated, we're on the PWI 500. I gave you the breakdown on Cody Rhodes, 18 years pro, 2023, when he was ranked, his lowest to highest. I'll do the same here. For number 2 for 2024, 15 years as a pro. In 2023, he was ranked 112. Quite the jump. At his lowest in the top 500s, in 2013, this man was ranked 435. Now, to be in the PWI 500, kayfabe or not, I get it. I'm from the magazine era of the 70s into the 80s. If anybody knows, it's me. I get it. All due respect, PWI. I got something else coming out from Sports Illustrated, top 20 wrestlers of all time. I'm going to be doing a show on that because this is not a fucking podcast. This is a show. You never know what I'm going to say or do or talk about. So I'm going to do a show on that too, top 20, and what they consider, and we can all throw our opinion. This is the fun of it. It's facts. It's history. You're learning something. So this man was low as 435 in 2013, hovered around the 300s for 2014, 2015. Last year, 112. Shane Swerve Strickland, at the time of this, I believe, was the AEW Heavyweight Champion. Whose house? Well, in 2024, they're saying it's Swerve's house. Now, I'll say that to say this. Allergies kicking my ass. Getting better, though, because I tell it like it is. Now, Swerve Strickland, to me, even if he was AEW World Heavyweight Champion, and he was, I give you the facts here, I don't believe Shane Swerve Strickland for 2024 is number 2 in the world. Now, is he in my top 5? He has to be. He was the AEW World Champion. He's one hell of an athlete. I worked with Swerve and called one of his shows in 2017, I believe it was, or 2018, for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Willie Mack was on the same show, Sabu, Ivelisse, Richard Holiday. So I'm a very great guy, Strickland. Going back to long before he was whose house? Say it, chat. Okay. Let me run it down for you here. Everything's debatable and arguable. I'm just giving you my experience and what I think. I don't think it deserves to be number 2. Great wrestler. Got nothing, no disrespect. Not at this point. His title reign wasn't the greatest. I take different things into consideration. Now, was the emotional investment there? Absolutely. There's no denying Swerve. Alexa, play Tropical Thunderstorm sounds. Am I talking to a wall? Anybody? Somebody chime in. So just giving you my opinion on Swerve. Let's break down his top moments. He pinned Samoa Joe after 2 top rope Swerve stomps to capture the AEW World Championship at Dynasty, which which I saw and reported on, April 21st in St. Louis, Missouri. He beat Will Ospreay to retain his title in the thrilling 27-minute main event at Forbidden Door in Elmont, New York on June 30th. Hey, listen, big wins, Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, who definitely in the top 5 grapplers right now in the world. Successfully defended his world title against Christian Cage at AEW Double or Nothing in Las Vegas on May 26th. A little older, legend, Christian doing some of his best work. Solid win. Winning with his devastating house call sidekick. He earned 12 points in AEW's inaugural Continental Classic, tied for the most by any participant. Winning 4 matches in the tournament, triumphant against Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, Roosh, and Jay White. Very good, solid opponents. Jay White has kind of been misused, been hurt. Definitely a top athlete in AEW. Solid win. Roosh, we know how physical he is. No me jodas, marico, muévete, culo, cabrón, de hell no. Pendejo, what I say? De nada. El gallo tres huevos. Roosh, we know how tough he is in the ring. They're not sure if they're pushing him, not pushing him, but a quality opponent and a very physical guy. Jay Lethal, a legend, but let's look at how he's being used. To me, Jay Lethal's a Hall of Famer. Called many of his matches in the tri-state New England Northeast area on the circuit. Been on big shows together. Mark Briscoe, that boy. We already know that the Briscoes reach to the sky. We already, rest in peace, brother. We already know the Briscoes are quality. Never got a chance. It had to take Jay to pass away for Mark to shine. Unfortunate circumstances. Swerve won a wild Texas death match. A lot of people say wild. Over the top, unnecessary, not really the ring psychology in that one. I'll just say that. To say this, because I tell it like it is. Against Adam Hangman Page at Full Gear on November 18th in Inglewood, California, choking out the Hangman with a steel chair. Some impressive credentials for Swerve to be at number 2. Number 3, again, when you get to the top 5, the top 10, maybe even the top 20, some could be interchangeable. But again, I don't believe Swerve deserved number 2. But he's right on the cusp. He's right there. Swerve, come on, man. Come on. Come on. At number 3, PWI Top 500. 12 years as a pro. Last year was ranked 17th. The lowest he's been ranked in this PWI Top 500 in the last several years has only been 27th. Number 27 in 2022. Say that 3 times fast. So whether it be 2016, 2017, 2018, we'll go back to before the pandemic. This man was ranked 16th, 21st, 12th. The one and only. And he hasn't really moved the needle, but his matches cannot be questioned. And I would think, just because he wasn't holding the title, I would have gave this man, I'm being picky-yoon, I get it. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Number 3. Will Ospreay. Can't argue with him being 3. Would like to see him at 2. Wouldn't be number 1. They had the right pick with Cody, especially with circumstances going on. Now, you're going to say, Chaos, how could you rank somebody ahead of a world champion? I get that. But if you're being honest, and it's not all kayfabe, and you're trying to make it mean something, you're charging anywhere from $7 to $10 to $13 for the damn magazine. When I used to pay, I don't know, $75 or $1 now, $1.99. Come on, man. Come on. Trying to market this in the dying days of television and journalism and magazines and books for the fucking internet. It's a double-edged sword. Be careful what you ask for. So Ospreay number 3, I would have gave him 2, and I know I'm kind of going against some of the things that I have said in the past. just at the moment of what was accomplished as well. Although, how could you say that? Swerve beat Ospreay in 2024. Ospreay defeated Bryan Danielson in a dream match between two of the best wrestlers of their generation at AEW's Dynasty event on April 21st, again, which I saw live, reported on. Dream match for sure, but Danielson, although makes everyone look great, not his prime Danielson. Can we be honest about that? Big win, great win. Legend, Hall of Famer Danielson. Ospreay captured the first AEW title by beating Roderick Strong for his first AEW title, Ospreay's. He hasn't been in AEW that long. He made appearances, hit and run, was a part of the Callis family. You didn't know where he stood. Heel, face, heel. We know what he is now in October, coming up on Halloween 2024. Captured his first AEW title by beating Roddy Strong, who, grappling technician-wise, is one of the best in the company. His gimmick, totally misbooked, misused. He's a clown. For the International Championship at Double or Nothing on May 26th. In front of 81,000 fans in his native England, he beat Chris Jericho at AEW's All-In event on August 27, 2023. Big win, history-wise. But Jericho, a legend, listen to Ocho, the Wizard, Le Champion, the Rainmaker, Y2J, Lionheart. I get it. A legend, a Hall of Famer. Come on, he's way past his prime. He does make people look good. His storylines drag everybody into his oblivion at times. He was responsible for a lot of the early years of AEW. All props. Been in his company before. Not sure it was the big match, although we're putting highlights for Ospreay as big winning feather in your cap when you look back on your career, but not right now. Just my opinion. Ospreay won his first match as an AEW contracted talent against Konosuke Takeshita at Revolution on March 3rd in Greensboro, North Carolina. Konnichiwa, bitches, arigato from the Chaos-san. Beating Takeshita back then was great, but not as good as it would be to beat him now in a rematch when he just won the International Championship himself. Takeshita has always been a step above, misused. Whether I rumble, stumble, fumble, bumble, mumble, it doesn't matter. I refer to the Bully Ray story of give the Guardian of Chaos 6 spots, he'll fuck up 5. I'm not proud of that. Unedited, unscripted, so let's get off that. But I'm not sure. These were Ospreay's moments. I get it. He did more when he was in Japan. But his moments is what we're going through with the kayfabe. And this is why I will call out Pro Wrestling Illustrated with the facts and what they put in there. I get it. It's a work. I'm just giving you the content, the entertainment. So that's what I think about that match over Takeshita. Do it now. 2024 going into 2025. What's coming up? All or nothing? I don't know. I do watch the pay-per-views, the PLEs, whatever they want to call it. In his last successful championship match in New Japan Pro Wrestling, he beat Umino to retain his IWGP US title on November 4th in Osaka, Japan. You know what that means to me? Good win. Naito's a legend. I understand that. But it doesn't mean anything here. And where does that rank as far as tiers of titles? About 50th? 25th? It doesn't really mean anything to me. When you have the IWGP heavyweight title, it's a feather in your cap, but even that is lucky to be in the top 10 relevant titles in the world when it comes to WWE and their multiple championships and what AEW is trying to do, and you understand. So there you go for Will Ospreay. Pretty impressive. You see what he's doing now. Number 4 in the PWI Top 500. We're 30 minutes in. We'll get through the top 10. Thank you guys for being here. This is what you get. It's a lot of fun for me. Hopefully for you too. So number 4, he's 16-year pro. Last year, this man, give you a little something to think about. That last year, this man was ranked number 1 in the world in the PWI 500. We know right now number 1 is Cody Rhodes. Number 2, they have Shane Swerve Strickland. Number 3, Will Ospreay. We're on number 4. This man last year was number 1. The lowest he's ever been rated, I believe, was in 2008 when he was ranked 88th in the top 500. 88th. But this man has never been ranked. That was his lowest. He's been number one 3 times before, this man, before I give it away. 3 times he's been number one, and he was number one in 2023. Right here, he's number 4. Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Seth freaking Rollins is who they're putting at number 4. I certainly don't agree with this. Seth Rollins will be a Hall of Famer. He's an unbelievable talent, unbelievable worker. He's certainly not number 4 in 2024. This right now has been the most obvious of the ones we've talked about. The other 3 are all just about dead balls on. Can't really argue with it. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think about Rollins being number 4. You didn't really get it with the 3 number 1s in his past. I know not many people did. I might not have gotten at this if I didn't have the information in front of me. Paul's mental with this. Hold on. Sorry about it. I apologize, man. So number 4 is Seth freaking Rollins. Again, last year, number 1, Tyler Black, whatever you want to call him, he's unbelievable. Here's what he's done. You let me know what you think. He defeated Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to retain his WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It was in Saudi Arabia. Let that marinate and let that sink in for what it's worth. He stomped Finn Balor's skull into Money in the Bank briefcase en route to retaining his world title at SummerSlam 2023 in Detroit, Michigan. To me, Finn Balor's not a top 10 wrestler in the world. Great talent, unbelievable talent. Has really earned everything he's ever gotten in this ring. Not a top 10 grappler in my point, so if this is one of your strong points, you're missing a mark on 1, 2 so far in these top moments. He outlasted Shinsuke Nakamura in a brutal last man standing match to retain his gold at Fastlane on October 7th. Nakamura overused, underused, not booked properly. Not a top 10, top 20 grappler in the world, in my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion. So, although a big win, solid win, Nakamura is a legend. And I don't use that word lightly when I say this. For what they've accomplished and done in the past. To me, it's still not worthy enough for him to be number 4 in 2024. He beat former WWE champion Jinder Mahal in a title defense on Monday Night Raw, January 15th in North Little Rock, Arkansas. I'll let that speak for itself. No disrespect to everybody who wants to hinder Jinder. He's a quality athlete. He's made it to the top. He's had longevity. You get that far, you're a fucking talent. But as far as top moments, to include in your top moments, to prove that you were number 4 in 2024, Seth Rollins is not number 4 in 2024. Top 10 grappler probably a half dozen times in the last 10 years. Not now. He pinned Jey Uso in another successful title defense on December 4th at Monday Night Raw from Albany, New York. Solid win. Usos aren't singles wrestlers. No matter what Jey just did with the Intercontinental Championship. No disrespect. Samoan Dynasty has helped me out more than any family in this business. I pay homage to them. Honored and privileged. Rikishi, Yokozuna, Umaga, Tonga Kid, Big Sam, Lloyd, worked with them all. Rosie. Nothing but honor and respect, 10 folds over for that. Back to the Hamden days and World Gym, Daniels, Montego Bay. Doesn't get better than that, baby. Talk about history. Circa 1983. Number 5. Tetsuya Naito. Now, I don't agree with this either. I'll admit I'm not as well versed as a lot of people on New Japan, but I stay in touch. I do my research before I come on here and give an opinion. Great talent. to be in the PWI top 500 at number 5 in 2024, Naito, that's a negatory, bitches. That's what I say. But a great grappler, no denying. I know I didn't give you what we did in the first 4, but here's the analytics, the highlights, the tail of the tape. He's been 19 years as a pro, so let's face it, he's been around. Last year in 2023, he was not ranked at all. PWI, wake up and get your head up out of your asses. I've been supporting you for 40 years, 50 years, 40 years. You work for me. I pay your salary. Remember that. I'm the consumer. I just want to let you know, too much information in here, not enough thought, not enough people from the business that are in the know. I'm not throwing shots at anyone. I'm no better than anyone else. I'm just telling you how I see it. Because it's glaring, and this is just the top 10, which shouldn't be that arguable. Naito last year, as we said, was not ranked. Now, don't get me wrong. As I said, this guy's a legend. But he's not a legend in this country. It's not just about this country. This is worldwide, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. He hasn't been, the lowest this man has been in the PWI top 500. And again, this is conjecture. It's kayfabe. It's a work. I get it. I understand. Work with me. 259. He was number 259 in 2013. Number 186 in 2011. Number 146 in 2010. That's the lowest Naito's ever been. So he's a quality talent. Work or not. In 21, 20, 2019, 25, 5, 15. He's been as high as 5. Number 2, I'm not sure. Los Ingobernables de Japan. Really? Let's run it down here. Let's move forward. Naito does not belong at number 5. Great talent. No offense. Giving it to you raw dog. He defeated Sonata in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 18 in the Tokyo Dome, January 4th, to win the IWGP World title for the 4th time. Very impressive. After losing the belt to Jon Moxley in April, won it back from him at Forbidden Door in New York, as we all know, on June 30th, beating the champion with the Destino. Again, I watched and reported it live. Not a huge... listen, Moxley's fantastic right now. We'll see where he's going. And Mr. No Sell. Just tell it like it is. You don't like it? Too bad if you can't handle that. I'm not you. I'm not walking in your shoes. I'm giving you my viewpoint, which I'm allowed to fucking do. How about that? He won... a bigger win would be beating Moxley now. So you're number 5 in 2024, persona non grata. He won the New Japan's prestigious G1 Climax tournament, huge tournament worldwide, for a 3rd time, beating Hiroshi Tanahashi, who's near the end of his career, Hiroki Goto, unbelievable talent, Zack Sabre Jr., one of the best technical guys in the world, Toru Yano, Alex Coughlin, Hikuleo, and Will Ospreay en route to defeating Kazuchika Okada in the finals. That right there is a resume you'd think would get you in the top 5 anywhere in the world, but it doesn't work with me. If you break down the guys that he beat. Ospreay is not who he is now, although a great talent. Tanahashi's nowhere what he was, getting ready to retire. Hikuleo hasn't even been to the WWF yet, WWE yet. Look at what people are saying about Tangaloa and Tama Tonga. About their ability and performance in the ring, who I'm huge fans of. Just giving you what other people are saying. Zack Sabre Jr., fantastic, great. What have you done here? This is where it's putting asses and money in their pockets and their coffers. Although overseas, you can't argue it right now with the big success in the UK, London, Saudi Arabia, and all the money pouring in from those countries. To the WWE product. Let that sink in. A big match right there, but that's from 2020. This is from 2024, and you still have had no success or publicity of Naito here in this country. That says a lot. Impressive wins. In the first defense of his reign, he beat Sanada on February 24th in Hokkaido, Japan, in a rematch of their Tokyo Dome main event. Again, no disrespect to Sanada and Naito. You're not doing it here in North America. Which, whether you want to hear it or believe it or not, the facts are, it matters. It's not for WWE. I know that. The biggest corporation in the world. The mothership of pro wrestling. He retained his title against Yodo Tsuji and Sakura Genesis on April 6th, beating his LIJ stablemate with the Destino, Los Ingobernables de Japan. If that's how you say it. So that's number 5 in the PWI Top 500. Naito, again, does not belong there. So I'm disagreeing with 4 and 5 right away. Let me know what you think. Number 6, PWI Top 500, 2024. This is dated December 2024. Although if you go by the time writings of the rankings here, I want to drag you guys down here on this. I hope you're interested. I mean, this is for the period ending in the rankings of this issue, the PWI 500, at the end of August. So it's still 2 full months just about behind to come out with the PWI 500 now. Are you using 2023 as an indicator, the last half, and then the beginning? So where do you cut this off? Remember, I told you they're 3 and 4 months behind. That's my big argument with a lot of this. It becomes irrelevant in this day and age. It's persona non grata. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm giving you the good, the bad, the ugly, and my opinions. That's the content I provide for people that tune in. Number 6. Last year, this man ranked 71st in 2023. 71st. The lowest this man has been ranked was in 2016 and was ranked 447 in the PWI 500, which is an honor beyond belief if you think about all the wrestlers worldwide, from outlaw mud shows to carnies to the independents to the tiered league level, like I call A-Ball, AA, AAA, and the majors. WWE, AEW, TNA Impact, New Japan, Ring of Honor, MLW, NWA, so on, so forth. 447 in 2016. He rose quick to number 6. Damian Priest, they have as number 6 in the PWI 500. And I will disagree with Damian Priest. He's come a long way. He's earned it. He has proved himself. He's going to be an incredible talent. I know he's not the youngest chicken in the coop, and a great grappler. For a big man, can do incredible things, but he's not in the top 6 in 2024. Whether this is ending at the end of August, it's 2 or 3 months behind, 2 months behind, whatever it is. And I know you're going to tell me, Chaos, he was the World Heavyweight Champion. It's a 3rd-tier belt. No matter what they're trying to make, it was made for Cody Rhodes. It's a 3rd-tier belt. I know they've made it into more, and Gunther has made it as important as the Undisputed Championship. I agree. It may even be as important, if not more important in my eyes, because I'm a huge Gunther fan. I get that. He has brought it to that level, but Damian Priest didn't. And he was a solid title holder. I'm just giving it to you straight. I wouldn't feel right if I did otherwise. So Damian Priest is number 6 in PWI 500 for 2024. I disagree. So now that's, I agreed basically with the top 3. You can't go wrong with Cody, Swerve, and Ospreay. You definitely can. Okay, but to go with Seth Rollins, Naito, and now Priest. And again, don't get me wrong. You can fucking clip it if you want. 3 of the greatest in the world. But are they top 10 worthy in 2024? You let me know. This show's for you. Besides me. Let's break it down. Break it down! 9 months after winning the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, finally cashed in his briefcase on night 2 of WrestleMania to defeat Drew McIntyre and capture the WWE World Heavyweight title. Number 3. I'm just telling you. He won a triple threat match against Seth Rollins and Damian McIntyre to retain his title at Money in the Bank on July 6th in Toronto, Ontario. Two great athletes, McIntyre and Seth Rollins. These are your top moments, good moments, but is it number 6 worthy moments for the year in all of pro wrestling? Let that marinate in how I'm looking at it as compared to how they're presenting it. He beat Jey Uso in his first televised world title defense at Backlash on May 4th, finishing his challenger with a South of Heaven chokeslam from the top rope. All credit and respect to Jey Uso, but you defeated the tag team wrestler, Priest. My opinions, my thoughts. Still a solid win. I'm talking about that. You make it here, you've made it. You're in print. It's memorialized forever. Just like making it into the WWE. I don't care if it's for a year, 6 years, 16 years. You're one of the best in the world at what you fucking do. Pro wrestling, wrestling, sports entertainment, soap opera, theater, performing, the arts, whatever you want to call it, for what you do. There's a lot to be said for that. He went into enemy territory at Clash at the Castle and defeated McIntyre in the challenger's hometown of Glasgow, Scotland to retain his title. Impressive. That's a top movement. I'll give you that, Damian Priest. Beating McIntyre in his home, I'll give you that, especially since how far they've pushed him from the COVID championship. That's a big moment. McIntyre's a beast. His story with Punk was fantastic. That whole storyline and how they carried it out, especially with Punk being out of the ring, it was fantastic. With Judgment Day partner Finn Balor captured the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships for a second time, beating Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso on the October 16th Monday Night Raw. Impressive to be a World Heavyweight Champion, a 2-time Tag Team Champion. But what do the Tag Team titles mean now in pro wrestling? Certainly, what do they mean in WWE? Now, if this was back to the years of the Road Warriors, the Freebirds, the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express, Doom, Harlem Heat, so on and so forth, the Hart Foundation, Demolition, I can go on with fucking worthy tag teams. The Steiners, the Bulldogs. What do you want? How much more do you want me to roll with that? Impressive. What does it mean in 2024 the way tag team wrestling is treated in this business, in this fucking industry? Listen, I get it. Anytime you get that belt given to you prop or not, it means something. You're thought of with a lot of worth more than a lot of other people in that company's eyes. I understand. So that's your number 6 here in the PWI 500. As we roll on here at Chaos Corner. Number 7, who in my opinion will be number 1 very soon. Was number 1 in my opinion before. But again, you can never count on storylines, poor booking, altercations, especially in 2024, politics, and fucking injuries. Imagine what they did back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the territorial days, and even on the independents of what I did as a manager. Booked over 100 times a year, coming out 2 and 3 times a night. And that's just me as a manager, not a full in-ring worker. These guys that were traveling 250 days, 300 days, 300 change days, on the road, not flying around from plane to plane, which is not easy either, especially during this, since the pandemic. I get it, the COVID era. Hopefully I don't get a disclaimer on this one like I did last time for talking about the weather. They got their foot on my throat here, like they got their foot on America. Remember that in whatever, how many days are left before this election. It's another story for another time. You do what you want to do. That's up to you. I don't fucking infringe on you. Don't do it to me. I got sidetracked, man. Don't get scared. Just tell it like it is. This is me if you saw me face to face. That's why I'm glad you guys are here. Okay, number 7, PWI Top 500 for 2024. When it really only went to the end of August. We're here at the end of October. This is dated for fucking December. It really burns my craw. I know a lot of work goes into it. I'm not there doing it. But it's irrelevant now. But I'm going to give it to you anyway. 9 years as a pro, this man, and was ranked 6th in 2023. 9 years as a pro. Ranked 6th in 2023. Number 7 here in 2024. The lowest this man has been ranked was in 2017, this man was ranked 384 in the PWI Top 500. The previous year, he was 352, or the following year, in the PWI Top 500. Made a big leap, wouldn't you think? The highest this man has been was in 2020, right during the beginning of the COVID era. Goes to show you where this man was going to, and that's why I say, in my opinion, at one time, which 2021, I mean, in the last 5 years, this man was number one. He was ranked second in 2020. Let's look at the time frame there. Okay? And that would be one Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF. Number 7 in 2024 PWI Top 500. There's the proof. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I give you facts here. You're better off when you walk out than when you walk in. You guys know that. So you can carry on a conversation in the community with the IWC, the next venue, cookout, holiday party, family gathering, with all the geeks, goons, dweebs, nerds, no offense, man, out there. Got the brain of a dehydrated BB. What? Lighten up. So what do you think is Max? Top 5 talent for sure. But the garbage at the end and the way they've picked up with this Adam Cole issue and the whole devil they sold, I guess on Monday morning quarterbacking, but this is what you come up with for here in 2024, and what he's been doing since he come back, and who's he's feuded with. I get it. He did some corny stuff before with the brochacho, what, you know, Bay. I get it. Kowloon's, great place if you're ever up in Beantown. All the stuff with Jericho, Sinatra, dancing around. Some of it was entertaining, I'm not going to lie. What have you fucking done since? Does he deserve to be number 7 in 2024? I'm not sure about that. Going to be the top talent in the business if he wasn't already. Certainly is not being booked like that. For whatever reason. My opinion is about MJF. Let's take a look at some moments they have down here of why MJF is number 7 in 2024. I'm not sure if he belongs at number 7. He was out for an extended period of time. I don't have the notes right here in front of me. But he was out. Last year he was high as 6th. This year he's 7th. Telling me he hasn't improved? That could be true. When in 2022 you had him 16th? That's why I got to question what I read here. Work or kayfabe or not. You're presenting it to me and I got to pay $10 for it. $12. You work for me, in my opinion, and what I give back to you. I know you're still going to do it anyway, but that's the facts of it. You work for me. That's why my opinion fucking matters. I hope you're still here at 53 minutes in. We're only at number 7. We're going to go to top 10. However long it takes. MJF, number 7. On August 27th, 2023, again, there's questions how far they go back and what they put as their top moments of why they are where they are. In front of one of the largest crowds in wrestling history, he defeated Adam Cole in the main event of All In, which we watched together, at London, England, to retain the AWA World Championship. It was a bigger win now than it is then. I never thought much of Cole anyway. Solid grappler, great worker. Undersized, undervalued, I get it. Who am I to question him? Ran things in NXT. But I don't consider Adam Cole anywhere near the top 20 in pro wrestling history. Top 50. Just telling you how it is. Giving you my opinion. And if this is, and where is the time frame? It didn't tell me here in the beginning. We're going back to 2023. So, like I said earlier, about 10 minutes ago, that's why they're 2 and 3 months behind. And I can't take this fucking seriously right now. Defeated Kenny Omega on October 28th. How apropos! 1 year ago today, October 12th. Oh, thank you for the greetings and salutations and birthday greetings. I appreciate it. October 28th edition of Collision to retain his championship, and in doing so surpassed Omega's record for the longest AEW World Title reign. The company's been in existence for 5 years. I guess you had to come up with something, because that really doesn't mean a hill of beans to me. I'm just telling you the truth. He returned to the AEW championship scene by beating Will Ospreay in a 1-hour classic on the July 17th Dynamite to capture the International Championship, which he later rebranded the American Championship. And that was a great match. Saw it live, reported on it. Now that's a top moment in 2024. Perhaps match of the year. I thought that was fantastic. Go back and check that out. That really was a good match. The July 17th Dynamite. But returned because he was injured. And that's why I'm not sure he's worthy of the number 7. Although we know Maxis, when he's on his game, probably right now would be number 1 or number 2. Definitely would be in the top 5, in my opinion. Top 3, maybe? 7, I get it. He's young, so people want to throw that at you. He choked out Samoa Joe, which is a giant quest in itself, to retain his world title in the main event at the Dynamite Grand Slam in New York City on September 20th, 2023. Again, I'm being false-led because nobody said anything about going back to 2023. If you're waiting this long, it becomes irrelevant. Are you picking this up? Pro Wrestling Illustrated becomes irrelevant to put it out this much longer, and it's not relevant, but it's giving me content, and it's good for debate. I wish it was a little more current and up-to-date. That's what you're getting paid for. That's why these internet sites and everything else that's out there is putting these guys and what you're doing here out of business. You got to find a better way. If you're going to do this, at least put it up on your channel on the internet. You see, always wrapped up in change here. Don't go anywhere, fans. We're not going anywhere yet. Let me give you some content, something to sit back and watch. MJF beat Jay White at Full Gear on November 18th in Inglewood, California to extend his AEW World Title reign to a full year. I guess it means something in 2024, but in the big scheme of things, even in the PWI 500, I don't know if it means anything. And Jay White was certainly being misused at the time. Could have went a totally different way. Great match, solid match. Watched it live, reported on it. Not sure it's worthy of this moment. Number 8 in the PWI Top 500 for 2024, which apparently they're going back and using some of 2023's information, or that, and unless I missed something here on the opening of what they're doing here. They really don't break it down to giving you the time frame of what they're looking at here when they give you these rankings. They even have a section here, but I'm just gonna go with the top 5 moments. The year as the pro, their previous ranks. I'm not gonna go with the sidebars they have here, because a lot of that is just total word kayfabe, not worth the time. Focus, Chaos, focus. So what? We're gonna go over an hour. So what? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys and gals for sticking around here at Chaos Corner. PWI Top 500. Whether you're just popping in now, you're watching this on a replay, or if you've been here the whole fucking time. Number 8. 20 years as a pro. Last year was ranked number 3. 20 years as a pro, and last year was ranked number 3. The lowest this man has ever been ranked was in 2006 when he was number 447 in the top 500. That's right, 447. He's been as low as 471 in the top 500, which are the 500 greatest in the world, an accomplishment in itself. But just comparing the list and the path to get here. And that was in 2009. Again, last year ranked number 3, the year before number 12, the year before number 6, and in 2020 he was ranked number 1. Ranked number 1 in 2020, right before the shit hit the fan. Any thoughts? Now, again, because this person is a part of a group, a faction, which there's your clues. I'm not sure if I give him number 8, and he's definitely not in the top 10 in the world. If you want to go what they're trying to push him to be and what they make him out to be and what he is currently, then I guess this shit washes, but not with me. And I don't know if I can add suitability or strikes for that because, again, YouTube's got their foot on my throat. But here it is, for good or bad or the other. And again, everybody could make an argument here. But I'm telling you what I think. The current AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Jon Moxley. They have 8th here in the 2024 Top 500, PWI Top 500, dated December of 2024, while we're in October of 2024, and I found out they've gone back to 2023 for some of these results. So is any of this work or kayfabe or not? Any of it fucking accurate? Is there any reason why they have it then? Especially when it's irrelevant? Well, then why are you doing this, Chaos? Because I enjoy it. You get it. Not sure. I look back. Moxley, listen, he carried AEW for a while. He's Mr. No Sell. I don't know what they're doing here with their story. It could go out good or bad. I could take it or leave it at this point. Pac, Yuta, Cesaro, whatever they call him now, Claudio, along with Shafir. She's the one that's getting over. To me, Mox isn't getting over. I didn't like his character, although I think he's a solid worker. He's turned into someone who no-sells Japanese style. Maybe, I don't know, other people suggest he's watching too many movies. Was he top 10 this year, top 8? If it's this year, because you're going back to last year. Jon Moxley, to me, is not one of the top 10 grapplers in the world. Maybe not even in the top 20. But in today's day and age, the way the geeks out here in the IWC think about it, maybe he was number 8. I'm leaving that up to you. I'm presenting the evidence. He defeated Naito at New Japan Wrestling's Windy City Riot event, April 12th in Chicago, Illinois, to capture his first IWGP World Championship. Doesn't mean a hill of beans to me. He won 5 matches against Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, Rush, Swerve Strickland, and Jay White to advance to the finals of the AEW Continental Classic Tournament, where he lost to Eddie Kingston. Really doesn't mean a hill of beans to me. Does anybody remember it? Used the Death Rider DDT to beat Orange Cassidy at All Out on September 3rd in Chicago, Illinois, winning the AEW International title. Does anybody remember it? He beat Evil in a lumberjack match to retain his IWGP World title at New Japan's Dominion event in Osaka, Japan on June 9th. Does anybody remember it? Did anybody even know about it? Avenged the 2021 loss by beating Josh Barnett via referee stoppage in the main event of the Bloodsport Bushido pay-per-view on June 22nd in Tokyo, Japan. Konnichiwa, bitches. Does anybody remember? Does anybody give a fuck? Josh Barnett at one time one of the toughest men in the world. But Moxley tapped out to the post office guy in a local amateur tournament. And no disrespect to that. There's a lot to be said to even get out there and compete. But you're not who you say you are, you think you are, or who they're presenting you to be. That's what I think about Jon Moxley. And I'm a fan. Number 9. So you see I'm disagreeing with the percentage here. Number 9, who now to me is definitely in the top 5. Perhaps some could argue the top 3. That's all conjecture. To work, man. Kayfabe. Number 9, 18 years as a pro. I bet you a lot of you didn't know that. 18 years as a pro. Last year was ranked 4th in the PWI Top 500. The lowest this man has been ranked was in 2016 when this man was ranked number 315 in the Top 500. From Vienna, Austria, the current World Heavyweight Champion in the WWE, and not the Universal Undisputed Champion, Gunther. Walter, Gunther, you know, I like saying his name used to be Walter. So I say Walter, Gunther. I'm a big fan of this guy. One of the best big men in the business. Right now, has perhaps made that world championship, which to me, again, second, third tier title, maybe as important as the #1 world heavyweight, undisputed heavyweight title for Gunther. So number 9 in 2024. Last year, he was number 4. Gunther, to me, right now, in this current industry, is in the top 10 in this industry. Does he deserve to be higher than number 9? Perhaps he does. He certainly does right now, and that's my opinion on Gunther. And I see big things for Gunther. He beat Sheamus, Kofi Kingston, Jey Uso, and Randy Orton to win the 2024 WWE King of the Ring tournament, earning a world title opportunity at SummerSlam. He successfully defended his Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable on September 4th episode of Monday Night Raw, ensuring his claim to the longest IC title reign in WWE history. I'll get on to that in a second because of the storylines and whether it's believable or not. And Gable's an excellent grappler. Who am I to fucking question him? So is Sami Zayn. But selling these much smaller guys and looks and appearance like a Sami and a Gable and a few others that I'm missing against Gunther, I'm not sure if it's always believable or sellable. And those guys are unbelievable, especially Gable. All I got to do is say Gable. So just my story, my viewpoint of how they're using Gunther. Now I think it's incredible. Heading into Crown Jewel, Cody Rhodes. I don't like the concept, to be honest, and what it's for and why they're bowing down to the Saudis. I guess $50 million. Follow the money means everything. Gunther pinned Drew McIntyre with a powerbomb to retain the Intercontinental title at 2023's SummerSlam on August 5th in Detroit, Michigan. So you're including his top moments from 2023 as opposed to 2024, but yet you'll go to the 2024 King of the Ring. So where's our time frame? Could you have informed us? This is what grinds my gears. It's not Fortnite, like the Family Guy says. It's this that grinds my gears. Peter Griffin, you guys get it? Family Guy? He put The Miz to sleep at Survivor Series in Chicago on November 25th against holding on to his Intercontinental Championship. That means nothing to me. Give The Miz credit. Look what he's done, his life story, his biography. He's an incredible athlete and entertainer. Longevity like you wouldn't believe. Man, has he really made it and shows you what you can do in life. But is that one of your top moments? Is it really? I don't think it is. He powerbombed and pinned Bronson Reed on the October 16th Monday Night Raw to retain the IC belt. Now, October 16th of just a couple of weeks ago? No. This is October 16th of 2023. Since you didn't put it in here, I'll read your mind. And this is how you try to manipulate the work of a kayfabe magazine. Now, I get it. I buy it because of nostalgia. Remember that. You work for me. When he beat Bronson Reed wasn't the monster, Big Bronson Reed. What does it mean? Back then. You're putting it in now. You're deceiving. Just called it out. Number 10. I hope you didn't see it already. And I don't think this gentleman belongs in number 10. Now, for what he does, absolutely. 26 years as a pro. 26 years as a pro. Last year, he ranked number 46. So he's our lowest ranking guy in the top 10. Without a doubt. The lowest he's ever been ranked was in 2019 when he was ranked 319. This guy spent a lot of time in the top 50, top 10. Does not belong in the top 10. I don't see it. Not now. Not in my top 10 ever. Doesn't mean he's not a great grappler. Number 10. For all you Lucha Libre fans. I guess they're trying to please everybody at PWI. That's why your magazine sometimes is not what it used to be. No disrespect to the workers. You got a job to do. Somebody be a little more creative and come up with some fucking ideas. Mystico. Number 10. Doesn't belong there. Didn't belong there last year, this year. The highest this man's ever been ranked, and give him credit. In 2007, he was ranked 3rd in the world. I'm not sure if he deserved it again, and I love Lucha Libre. I do. Watched it as a kid growing up. I remember the 70s and 80s Lucha Libre. He defeated Virus to return his world historic middleweight championship at CMLL's Noche de Campeones pay-per-view November 10th in Mexico City. He captured the Major League Wrestling World Middleweight title from Rocky Romero at Intimidation Games in New York City on February 29th. He led Team CMLL, which included Atlantis Jr., Mascara Dorada, to victory over Team Japan, which involved and had Kevin Knight, Rocky Romero, and TJP. That was at CMLL 90, the anniversary show, which I watched, in Mexico City on August 18th, 2023. He made his AEW debut on October 20th, the edition of Rampage, beating Rocky Romero in a best-of-3 falls contest. And he also forced Volador Jr., another legend, to tap out to his La Mystica armbar, finisher in a successful world historic middleweight title defense on July 15th in Pueblo, Mexico. None of those are top-worthy moments to what we're trying to do here at PWI 500, or I thought what you were doing, all classic moments for Lucha Libre, and I guess you could say for pro wrestling. But to be in the PWI Top 500, and I know what it's about from all over the world, all over the globe, Mystico does not belong in the top 10 in the PWI 500. He just doesn't. And he's a great grappler. He's a legend. Lucha Libre. I love it. Doesn't belong for what you're trying to do here or trying to sell to the public. That's the top 10 of the PWI 500. And we'll come back and we'll analyze more. Get in touch with me. Let me know what you think. When do you want me to do it? What numbers? What do you want me to feature? Number 11, Samoa Joe. Number 12, Sami Zayn. Number 13, Drew McIntyre. Number 14, Bryan Danielson. Number 15, Moose. Number 16, Sonata. Number 17, Jey Uso. Number 18, Hijo del Vikingo. Number 19, Mustafa Ali. And number 20, Eddie Kingston. Remember how the time machine, the time frame. It says December 2024. You can see it right there. The rankings only go back or are included for the period of August 18th, 2024. We know what's currently going on here in October of 2024. So the magazine leaves a lot to be desired. That's why I'm calling it out, but it is sports entertainment. It is kayfabe. It is a work. It was back in the 70s, and that was the imagination of it. And the ring psychology and the storytelling, but you've lost it now. I'm not going to make any apologies. I'm going to tell it like it is. So hopefully you'll watch this and get back to me. If you don't, it doesn't matter, because I'm giving you my honest opinion. And then you look at the PWI Top 500, and I just gave you the top 10. But here's the top 10 for the rankings in the same magazine. Again, period ending August 18, 2024. But they gave you their top 10 in the PWI 500 for 2024. Here's the top 10 in the rankings. Their rankings compared to the PWI Top 500. Cody Rhodes, which they had in both. Cody Rhodes was number 1 in the PWI Top 500 and then number 1 in the World Heavyweight Division. Then they went Gunther, Swerve Strickland, Naito, Priest, or Naito, however you say it, Damian Priest, Nick Nemeth, Zack Sabre Jr., Kaito Kiyoma, Yuma Ogoya, and Yuma Ansani, all from the Far East, from the land of the rising sun. None of these guys, Anzai, Iogi, Kiyomiya, Zack Sabre Jr., Nick Nemeth, none of them are in the PWI Top 500. But yet they're 6 through 10 in the heavyweight division in the rankings up until the end of August. And here they have Gunther, number 2. PWI 500 has Swerve Strickland. And they have Gunther at what? 9th? So remember what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're listening to. It's all a work, baby. I'll say that to say this. Number 1, thanks for being here. And I'll be back. So don't you dare miss it.